Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brews with Brian, a craft beer review podcast. Now, craft beer is beer that is brewed in smaller breweries, not these big corporate machine breweries that we're all aware of. Craft beer is made with patience and time, and the people that brew this stuff care about the product they are delivering to us, the consumers, and I am very thankful of that. On this week's episode, I'm reviewing Christmas Bomb by Prairie Artisian Ales, Celebration IPA from Sierra Nevada, and Mad Bishop Oktoberfest from DuClaw Brewing Company. So let's kick this show off. And first up on today's show, we have Christmas Bomb from Prairie Artisian Ales out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Christmas Bomb has an ABV of 13% and a wintertime availability. The description from the website says, Christmas Bomb beer, which is an amazing base stout from Prairie Artisian Ales, is the best beer for the season. Left to aged on espresso beans, vanilla beans, chocolate, featuring ancho chili peppers and additional Christmas spices that bring a blast finish. Treat yourself with this popular holiday imperial stout. This beer pours midnight black with a tan, thick head. The aroma is like Christmas dessert, a hint of nutmeg and cinnamon. I was initially turned off because I'm not a fan of spiced beer. I typically hate pumpkin beers because the spices are way over the top. But there was something balanced about this one. It smelled like I just wanted to sit there and just keep smelling the glass. It really brings out that Christmas spirit. Tasting this beer, you get cocoa, coffee, and vanilla up front. Cocoa really persists through the entire experience. Seems a bit thinner than the other bombs I've tried from Prairie Artisian Ales. The chili and spices come out in the finish to wrap it up. The cinnamon and nutmeg add an earthiness that balances this beer and keeps it from being too sweet. This beer is smooth, has light carbonation, but not too much. This beer did not let me down. I wish I had another bottle. Prairie Artisian Ales is quietly becoming one of my favorite breweries. You've got to check this beer out. So overall, I'm giving Christmas Bomb by Prairie Artisian Ales 5 stars. And next up on the show, we have Celebration IPA from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company out of Chico, California. Celebration IPA has an ABV of 6.8% and a wintertime availability. The description from the website says we first brewed Celebration IPA in the winter of 1981. Each year we use only the first fresh hops of the growing season to create this complex and robust ale. Layered pine and citrus hop aromas balance delicately against rich malt sweetness to shape this bold wintertime classic. This beer pours a reddish amber with just a touch of haze, an excellent three-finger, foamy light tan head, slowly subsides and gives way to excellent lacing. Very small bubbles consistently rise from the top of the glass. Aromas of mild caramel malt, citrus zest, floral and grassy hops, and just a bit of pine resin. The brew is spectacularly balanced and flavorful. The caramel malts manifest in a honey graham sweetness up front, but there is a fine, earthy, grassy, and floral hop profile that provides an outstanding counterpoint. Citrus and pine resin arrive at the finish with just a hint of warming alcohol. No one thing stands out, but each separate note is distinguishable from the others, even as they are marrying one another quite well. This beer is solidly medium. It tends towards a drying, near crisp finish, thanks to some excellent but not overwhelming carbonation. It finishes with a bit of herbal warmth from the alcohol. Celebration is one tasty, well-balanced beer. It's not quite as malty as a double IPA, but this thing is very smooth and drinkable. So overall, I'm going to give Celebration Fresh Hop IPA from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company 5 stars. And the final beer on today's episode is Mad Bishop Oktoberfest from DuClaw Brewing Company out of Baltimore, Maryland. Mad Bishop has an ABV of 6% and a fall time availability. The description from the website says, Mad Bishop, one of the most popular and enduring seasonal brews, has been haunting the congregation with its distinct copper color and rich toasted malt flavor and aroma since it was first brewed in 1996. This true 6% ABV German-style Oktoberfest combines complex aromas and flavors of sweet and toasted malts, a smooth mouthfeel created by an 8-week lagering process, and a clean, crisp finish. This beer pours crystal clear, deep copper in color, with light to moderate amounts of active, visible carbonation rising from the bottom of the glass, and just a hint of amber highlights. This beer has a finger-tall, foamy beige head that reduces to a thin film covering the majority of the surface of the beer, with a medium-thick ring at the edges of the glass. Light to moderate amounts of lacing are there as well. Moderate aromas of toasted, roasted, bready, and caramel malts, with a light aroma of slightly fruity yeast, and a light amount of earthy hops. Tasting this beer up front, there is a moderate flavor of toasted, bready, and caramel malts, with a light note of roasted malts and a light amount of brown sugar and sweetness. That is followed by light hints of a light fruit yeast and a moderate amount of earthy hops, which impart a light amount of lingering bitterness. This beer is a medium bodied with a slightly heavier than moderate amounts of carbonation. This is a pretty decent Oktoberfest and fairly well balanced with the malt sweetness. The hops aren't really dominating. It's easy to drink and enjoyable, and it hides the alcohol pretty well. So overall, I'm going to give Mad Bishop Oktoberfest from DuClaw Brewing Company 4 stars. And that is going to do it for this week's episode of Brews with Brian. I want to thank everybody for listening. The show continues to grow every week. I think we're in 7 countries and 12 states in the U.S. now, which is just unbelievable. So I want to thank everybody again. On today's episode, I reviewed Christmas Bomb by Prairie Artisian Ales, Celebration IPA from Sierra Nevada, and Mad Bishop Oktoberfest by DuClaw Brewing Company. I want to give a special shout out to Southern Package, my go-to craft beer store. So if you're in North Alabama, check out Southern Package. They'll treat you right. Some wonderful people. But that's going to do it for this week's episode. We'll see you next time.